Okay. The main objectives of this program is to create awareness and understand lean concept, to create an awareness, to foster teamwork, to get total employee involvement in the organization, to be good corporate citizens, to be ready to change, to bring about a cultural change in the workplace, and finally to have a very safe work environment. Now we will be just touching on these three main points: why lean manufacturing, and what is a lean manufacturing strategy, and what are the various lean manufacturing tools. And before going to lean, we have to see certain aspects which are very much essential for a lean and which is very much related to lean. See, normally what we do the same things day in and day out and expect a different results, which we will not get. This is the manufacturing insanity. Doing the same things day after day and expecting different results. So what we should do? We should do things differently. So for which we should be ready for change. Lean expects people to be ready for change, people to accept change, to believe in change, to adapt to change, and I would say you should be the change agent. You should initiate change if at all you have to practice lean. So change is one of the very important aspects in lean. Let us see some of the quotes given by great people on change itself. Be the change you want to see in the world. If you want to see any change in the world, we should be the instrumental for that change. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. Men often become what they believe themselves to be. If I believe I cannot do something, it makes me incapable of doing it. But when I believe I can do that, then I acquire the ability to do, even though I didn't have the ability in the beginning. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world problems. That means we have got capability and what we do is very less. What is it? The last of the statements, you may never know what the result come out of your actions. But if you do nothing, there will be no results. So we have to act irrespective of the results. So change is inevitable. Change is a must. It's no more a choice. It is mandatory. We have to learn to live with change, accept change, adapt to change, practice change, and possibility is that we should initiate change. Can we just think who told all these quotes? All these quotes have been told by our father of the nation, M.K. Gandhi. So we need not learn change from the outside world, from Japan or from America. We can learn it from our own person, our own father of the nation. The next aspect after the change is perception. Perception is one of the most important thing, and it is one of the requirements to practice lean. Perceptions can be good or bad. Perception can be right or wrong. Perception can be positive or negative. Perception can be biased or unbiased. Different people have different perception. But we have to perceive the right thing. We have to perceive the positive thing. We have to perceive an opportunity in a problem. We have to perceive an opportunity in a threat. We have to perceive an opportunity in a change. A small exercise, you see this photo and can you just tell what you see? Can you have it in the chat? What do you see? If anybody can put in the chat. Just
All
tell
are
me.
muted, sir. So you have to give a
Please
gap
put
and
in the chat.
continue. There's no other way.
All of the participants, please put in a chat what you see in this figure.
Yeah, old lady and side view is young girl.
One person has put, Balaji has put old lady.
There's an answer from Mr. Balaji also, old lady.
Hmm. So others don't perceive anything.
No, old lady front side and sideways you see a young girl. Oh,
Why should I see the old lady? I have not seen any old lady. I'm seeing only the young lady.
You can put in the chat. What all you can see, you can just put in that chat. Let me see how many people tell what. I got only one missing. Ganesh has come. Lady and the boy.
old
Nagesh,
lady and boy.
It's a girl. Black photo.
Side line pocket.
It's a girl. கழுத்துல போட்டு
26 participants are there. We got only 4 response. Upendra, again old lady. I'm at 10-15 seconds.
Please proceed.
Okay, now you can see we have got some responses from few people here. Some have told old lady, some have told young lady, some have told old and young lady, some have told a lady and a boy. So perceptions are different. In an organization, we have got different people and the perception of each person will be different. So we have to manage this situation and take the right ones, right perceptions and the positive ones, and then take the decision. That's why this perception is very important. Perception is one main thing for change. Unless you perceive the change, you will not go for it. You will not accept it. You will not adapt to it. So perception is a very important aspect in lean. So let us see the old and the young. These are two things. One is the old lady and the young lady. Old woman. There is a young woman. So two figures are there inside that. One is old and one is young. Some of them have perceived both. Some have perceived only one. Okay, this is one of the things. And the third thing, which is very important for lean, is thinking out of the box. So you have to think differently. We have to shift our paradigms. We have to be the edge of our paradigm circle. And then only you can go into the next paradigm. You can enlarge your paradigm and be ready for change. So thinking out of the box is very, very important. Unless you think out of the box, you can never perceive a change. You can never perceive an opportunity. And if you cannot perceive, you can't adapt it or you cannot accept it. And so you cannot change. Because change is mandatory, no more optional. Change will be there and we have to adapt, apply and accept change. So thinking out of the box is a very important aspect, I could tell trait for any person who wants to initiate change, accept change, adapt change and apply it. So thinking differently. It is all about shifting our paradigm. We are in a paradigm circle. We are in one circle and we all our actions are within our circle. So we have to expand that circle. That means you have to be at the brim of the circle. If you are inside your paradigm, you can never change. So you have to be always at the brim of the circle so that you see the change and just jump into the next paradigm. So a small exercise for this also. I don't know how to administer that. Anyhow, let me try. So there's 9 dots. So you have to join these 9 dots with 4 straight lines without lifting your pencil or pen. 9 dots, 4 straight lines only, without lifting your pen or pencil. You have to join this. This is an exercise for thinking out of the box. How our mind is trained to think out of the box. I don't know how to administer this. I don't know whether we can. You can try it out. Put these 9 dots and try it out. Maybe I'll give 1 minute time. You just try it out if possible. In the normal classroom session, we can try this out. Anybody could try it? The whole clue for this is you have to think out of the box. Anyhow, we'll see the solution right away. See, normally to join this, we will confine to the square figure. Within the 9 dots, we will confine to a square figure. So this is the thinking out of the box. Think out of the box. This is a box configuration. You have to think out. Then you can join 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is one of the most important things for lean, thinking out of the box. And group diversity. In any organization, you will have people of different demography, different caste, different religion, different language, different culture. So you'll have a diversified group. So in a group dynamics and a group diversity, we will have different people from different culture, different perspectives and views. No two are the same. Outside resources have to be deployed on a project teams. If anything you want in a teamwork, you should have resources from various disciplines or various things like that. So this group diversity is very important factor, and we should know how to work in this dynamics, group dynamics, and take the right perspectives and take a consensus decision. Very important. Now, coming to the customer, all this thing is done for what? Lean, what are lean manufacturing or any other thing is done to satisfy our customer. So it is very imperative and important that we understand what the customer needs in the current context. So what the customer needs? Customer needs quality and performance. Customer needs faster delivery. They want it off the shelf. If you order this, immediately they want the deliveries. Gone are the days when customer can wait for 2 weeks, 3 weeks delivery, 5 weeks delivery. I remember in olden days when I was working in Kirloskar alternatives, the delivery will be 1 year. People used to pay the money and wait. I don't think that is a situation now. And for Vidya, the Kennemet was named Vidya at the time in the 80s and all. Vidya tools delivery used to be 9 months. You have to wait 9 months to get the tool delivered. Nowadays, if you tell 9 months, nobody will order on you. It is off the shelf nowadays for standards, and for specials it is maybe 1 or 2 days or 3 days, maximum 1 week. So price reduction, competitive prices. In 80s and all, the prices were dictated by the sellers. Whatever the price they tell, we have to buy. Now the price is dictated by the customer. So very competitive prices we have to give the customers. Services. Service should be very fast. Response should be very fast and very effective. After sale service or pre-sale service, both. Then safety. Our products and services should match with the safety of the land, law of the land, and also to our own standards. QDCSS is a requirement of the customer. So we have to meet it. If you want to be competitive, not only competitive, if you want to survive, in my opinion, if you want to survive, you have to meet this QDCSS. The best way to compete today is to combine speed, quality with minimum WIP and reduce lead times. What is lean manufacturing? Now we'll come to lean. What is lean manufacturing? Lean is nothing but elimination of waste. Normally we'll be thinking of reducing cost, but waste is the main thing which we will come to know as we go along. Lean is nothing but elimination of waste. We do a lot of waste in our work area. In fact, only 20% of our time and effort is actually going for useful work. Others 80% is waste. The primary strategy of lean is to improve competitiveness in the global market. And the concept of lean is very simple to understand. But bringing ourselves to apply it is very difficult. We have to really believe in the key principles of lean. You must consistently apply these principles day after day, month after month, and after years of daily hands-on dedication, you will achieve the performance levels. This we have practiced in Kennametal. We have worked day after day, month after month, and we could see the results after 2-3 years. And the results are fantastic. I'll show you some of the results at the end of this presentation. Why lean manufacturing then? We will become more effective and efficient. We will lower costs and eliminate waste. Thereby, we will also be using our resources like technology, equipment, knowledge, and skill of our people in a very smarter way. I told change is the most important important aspect of lean. So how do you make this change? One of the aspects is continuous improvement projects. Small teams, 4 to 10 members. The duration should be very small, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days. You should not have projects for 6 months, 1 year like that. No projects of that nature in continuous improvement. Very short period, 3 to 5 days, 10 days. Number of people as less is better, 4 to 10. And fully dedicated resource. And you will see significant improvements in 1 or 2 weeks. We have done a lot of projects like this. And if you go to Toyota in Bangalore, when I go almost twice or thrice in a month, I go. Whenever I go, I see a small improvement, small change. What you see this week will not be next week. Small incremental change. But it will be there. There will be change. See, this is how change works. You see, from the first figure to the last figure, there is a lot of difference. But change is slow, gradual, continual. So you'll see the results. When you go on doing incremental changes, you will have fantastic results at the end. What long-term results can continuous improvement give? You are telling about change, you are telling about continuous improvement. What are the kind of results we can expect out of it? Waste will reduce, cost will reduce, delivery time will reduce, inventory will reduce, defects, scrap, errors will reduce. Quality will improve, productivity improve, efficiency will improve, customer satisfaction will improve. What are the typical results you can envisage in the first 3 years? We have actually seen this thing happen in Kennametal. Returns reduced by 75 to 90%. Inventory reduced by 75 to 90%. Scraps and rejection becoming half and less than half also. Half the errors reaching the customer. Double the productivity. Half the job related injuries. Little capital requirement. Release of 30 to 40% of floor space. But there will be some roadblocks. Some people may be there who can tell, no, 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 it won't work here because we have tried all the things possible. All the good ideas have been implemented. And we are different people. Some people also said these things. Inventions have been long since reached their limit, and I see no hope for the future. This was told by a Roman engineer way back in 1st century AD. Everything that can be invented has been invented. This was told by the patent commissioner way back in 1899. But such thoughts will not work now. We have to be positive. We have to be looking for change. And these words will help us. Normally, we confront with such statements. Why we can't? Reasons for not doing things. Reason for not taking up. Reasons for not changing. Instead of this, we should work like this. Why can't we? Same words, two different meanings. And we should have this kind of culture. Why can't we? Any problem, why can't we solve? Any change, why can't we adapt? So normally in a lean environment, the key to success is we should be open and willing to change. Maintain a positive attitude. Never live in silent disagreement. This is a very important thing. In Indian culture, this has been one of the biggest problems I have faced, is my experience. This is when in a meeting when we discuss, everyone accepts for the consciousness. But once out of the meeting, people don't work towards the decision taken in the meeting. Some people will be working against, some people will be just dormant, some people only working towards the common consciousness. So this is silent disagreement, working against the common decision which has been taken in a meeting. So the best thing is, whatever you have got personal views, if a decision is taken in a common meeting, everyone should accept it, everyone should work towards that without any personal biased attitude on that. We are not interested in assigning blame, only in creating solutions. This should be our attitude, this should be our orientation. Look for what was wrong and not who was wrong. Who was wrong will never give you results. Look what was wrong, look for what was wrong and find out the solutions. Practice mutual respect every day. This is very important. You have to practice mutual respect with human beings and the co-workers and our colleagues. And we should have fun in workplace. Further golden rule, practice the golden rules, what has been told. One person, one more position doesn't matter. In any meeting, everyone should be given opportunity to air their views and their comments or suggestions. And position doesn't matter, whatever level the person may be. Only dumb questions are not the ones which are asked. Understand the process. And team consciousness always rules. Always have fun in your workplace. What is lean management strategy? Utilizing lean thinking and continuous improvement to continuously increase shareholders' value by value adding process to your products and satisfy your customers with lowest cost and with consistent quality in the shortest lead times. And thus creating a sustainable competitive advantage. Now, we'll just go back to the history of manufacturing, how the manufacturing history is. Earlier, we had craft manufacturing. After that, we had mass manufacturing. And now we are having lean manufacturing. We'll just briefly see what are these three things. Recap. So in craft manufacturing, we needed highly skilled people, use of simple hand tools, unique specialized products, very low volume, goods produced at high cost, no standards, long lead times. One example of this was the dies in Kirloskar. We used to make the dies for our tools, for our stamping dies. No, in those years, maybe in 80s, maybe 80, beginning of 80s, late 70s. These dies, the lead time used to be 1 month and 2 months for a stated die. And only few people who are skilled fellows can do that die, because those slots that we filed and then hand file with jeweler's file and all, very, very highly skilled work. And very one or two dies only we can make because of the availability of the manpower and everything. So we used to have lot of lead times, and the cost was also high. One of the example, longer lead times. This is the thing on craft manufacturing. And what is mass manufacturing? Then we went to mass manufacturing, that we made large quantities, but flexibility was low. We had single purpose, special purpose machinery for doing this. High level was inventory was there because setup was there, and once a setup is made, they used to make a lot of quantities. Costs were lower, there was standardization, variety was less, lengthy setup times was there. This is the mass manufacturing scenario. Then came lean manufacturing, which we are thinking and talking about this nowadays. Highly flexible. This manufacturing is flexible, highly flexible. Elimination of waste, reduced inventories, high production product variety. You can have different product variety. You can change over from one product to the other product. Minimum resources, shorter lead times. Single flow operations are process flow optimized. Focus on customer demand, customer requirement. So this is the lean manufacturing scenario. Three things we have seen: craft, then mass, and then the lean manufacturing. What is the goals of lean? The goals of lean are to satisfy the customer responsiveness, work towards zero defects, work towards minimal inventories, work towards continuously reducing the cost by eliminating the waste, continuous improvement, people oriented, and total employee involvement. Involve all people at all levels. This is the goals of lean. And what are the key measurements that you are successful in lean? The customer satisfaction, quality, and cost. Paradigms. What is the paradigms of traditional versus lean? The traditional manufacturing systems are departmental, the silos, longer lead times, high inventory. It meets customer specification. A lot of customer returns, sellers market, quantity oriented. This is the traditional paradigm. What is the lean paradigm? Reduced lead times, smoother flow, process flow. So you should go beyond customers' expectation. Produce to customers' demand. Work towards zero defect, zero or minimal scrap rates, buyer market situation. Focus on operational processes. Focus on customer needs. Now, this buyer's market and seller market, two things we should understand, very important when you are going to be in lean environment. Very important aspects. Traditionally, earlier, we had the seller's market. The seller will give the price and the customer you order to the price. How this selling price was arrived at? Cost plus profit. So the manufacturer will put his cost and add a profit, say 15% or 20% or whatever it is, and then give the selling price. And this cost will include all its inefficiencies because the customer is paying cost plus profit. We are not worried about reducing. There is no initiative, there is no motivation to reduce the cost. All our inefficiency, all our ineffectiveness will be included in the cost, and the customer will be paying for our inefficiencies, ineffectiveness earlier. Maybe because it was a monopoly or whatever reason for that, the customer was willing to pay at that time in the olden days when the manufacturers dictated the price. So cost plus model was the earlier thing, traditional, but now the scenario has changed, and the business principle now is the customer is dictating the price. Customer is telling, please give me this component at this price. So what is the manufacturer driven to now? If he has to see a profit, then he has to make it in a cost which is less than 10% or 15% of the seller's price, which is dictated, the buyer's price, which is dictated by the customer. So he has to work out on cost. Now he has the motivation, need, and he is driven to reduce cost. Otherwise, he won't see profit. That is why the lean principles are come. Elimination of waste or reduction of waste, so that your cost comes down. Cost will come down how? If you reduce your scrap rate, if you reduce your raw material cost, if you reduce your wasted operation, so many things. So we have to work. So the manufacturer is driven now to reduce the cost. So selling price minus cost is the profit. I will tell you a small case study which happened in our company, maybe around 11 years, 12 years back, just before I retired. We were supplying one of the tools to one big company. I don't want to mention the company's name. It was a rotating tool which was made up of a steel portion and a carbide portion. Rotating tool, whole mill. This whole mill was supplied to the customer from 1984. And what I am telling, this case study happened in 2006. So 83 to 2006, we are supplying these tools to the customer at a price of around 9,700 and odd. And the monthly requirement was around 250 tools. In 2006, we had a communication from the customer that somebody in his state is able to supply this tool at 1,500 rupees, and they were buying at around 9,700 from us. And why should they buy at 9,700 when the local supply is 1,000 and the performance is almost same? Number of holes per tool, all those things, range, everything was almost same. He was just asking a plain question, why we should buy it from us with such a big cost. So our Dalman came to me and told, Shekhar Saab, this is the thing, and how do you manage? You are getting a good business, 250 tools per month, is almost 25 lakhs approximately. So what we should do, we should not lose this business. So our pricing was 9,700 and the customer wanted a price of 1,500. Normally when you see this difference, now you will just lift your hands up. Yes, this is very difficult because there is a big gap. But we worked out. I called my planners and asked them to find out what is the standard cost for this product. There is one concept called standard cost. There is what is the cost to produce. So these planners came and told me what is the cost. 7,800 rupees was the standard cost for these tools. And of course, the margin is added and the selling price is fixed at 9,000. Then I asked them, what is the components of this standard cost? So then they came with the data. For every tool, this tool is with a very good, very important quality aspect is the runout should be around 2 microns. It consists of two parts. One is the MS portion, steel portion, and the other is the carbide portion, which used to be joined and then it is ground and all to make that tool. So when these people brought the standard cost, they told me per tool, if they want to make one tool of this, they have to take around 8 to 10 pieces of this carbide paste and 10 MS pieces, 10 carbide pieces. They used to brace it and then try. And out of the 10, 1 or 2 only will come within the 2 microns, run out. So what they used to do is, to make 1 or 2, they used to apportionate this 10 raw material of 10 units into that, and then make the standard cost. That means for making one tool, they used to consume 10 tools, the raw material, and some even partial operations. That is why the standard cost was done. So then we discussed why we should go in for this process, whether there cannot be any other process where if you take 10 pieces, you will get back 8 at least, not so much of rejections. It is not, funnily, this is not accounted in the rejection. If it had got accounted in the rejection, it would have come out of, and then we could have worked on that. But it was taken as a cost for producing 1 or 2 tool tons raw material. Yeah, function, not now, right from 87, it was there. Because somebody else was paying, we were also not becoming effective and efficient. We were not bothered about that. There is no motivation to reduce cost. Then we worked out on a system wherein which this steel portion and the carbide portion was braced with a means of a fixture. Earlier it was braced with a human hand. He was holding in the hand and bracing it. Now we developed the fixture to brace it. And once the fixture was developed and the tools were fixed in the fixture, the steel portion, the carbide portion, and then braced, to our astonishment, we found that out of 10, 10 were okay. After the grinding, we could get 2 microns on all the 10 pieces. And the standard cost crashed down from 7,000 to almost 800 rupees. Then we wrote to our client that we have re-engineered our product, we have reprocessed our product, we have changed our processes, and we will be able to supply you at 1,800 rupees. Those customers placed the order on us, being our old customer. They placed the order on us for 1,800. Although our sale value was less, we could retain our customer. And more than that, it was an eye opener for us. And similarly, a lot of tools was there, these kind of brace tools. We visited into all the tools and we were astonished to see a lot of things had similar mistakes. And we were unnecessarily or unknowingly charging the customers who were paying for it. All those kind of tools were reworked, processes were changed, and the new prices were given to the customer at a lower, much lower price. This customer asked and got the lower price. So many customers, including this customer, got other products without asking, we lowered the price. Of course, we had our standard margin of 15 to 25%, whatever was the margin, standard margins. So this is how the buyer's market is driving us to become more effective and efficient. Why I am telling is, in the earlier thing, all our ineffectiveness was under the carpet. Now it is all become thrown out. So we have to work. This was one of the examples and one of our experiences where it could retain our customers. And quality is very important. One more case study on quality is, we had made some special drills for the customer. And the length of the drill was shot by 0.2 mm from the drawing. So there was a discussion whether to give a deviation for this and send it to the customer with 0.2 mm reduction in size. It was very gold card customer for us. So when it came to, because there is a strict this thing that any deviation has to be approved by the design chief and finally approved by the GM. So this came up with the design chief, who very correctly disallowed any deviation of such, because he told deviation will become a rule. Then it was brought to me because the customer was needing this product very badly and he was writing letter after letter. So when it came to me, I told, okay, design is not allowed. I will also not allow, but the customer should not suffer. Please write to the customer that these tools have become 0.2 mm lesser in length, which on your for the purpose it will serve, they don't affect, so that we are giving it to you free of cost, these tools, 4 numbers, for your emergency need. I'll tell them like that, communicate to them and supply them free of cost. So this was the decision taken by me, and we took the decision and we sent that for. When we send that, the customer would use it also, and 0.7 actually practically and functionally it will not affect. He used it, and you know what he did? He paid for the 4 and he placed orders again for about 20 numbers. So quality is very important to customer, and you should be transparent. In lean, transparency is very much important. So this is the experiences we had in this concept of buyer's market. So with this, we'll see the most important aspect of lean, elimination of waste. Waste reduction is the most important thing in lean, and we'll see what are the ways and how to eliminate them. Before that, we will understand what is value adding activity and non-value adding activity. Two important things if you want to understand about waste. What is value adding? We do a lot of activities. 8 hours duty, we do 8 hours. In the factory, we are there. What is a value adding activity? An activity that adds value to the product, or is required to convert the raw material into finished product, or to give a service, and for which the customer is ready or willing to pay. Any activity for which the customer is willing to pay is called value adding activity in an organization. There is one more thing, value adding, opposite is non-value adding, NVA. What is this? These are the activities which the customer is not willing to pay, and it doesn't add much value to the product or the service. Now, in this non-value adding activity, there are two categories. One is essential non-value adding activity. These are activities which has to be done, although it doesn't add any value to the final product. So, for example, movement. So we have to mainly focus on reducing this non-value adding. And there are another category, non-essential non-value adding. These activities neither add value and can be eliminated. So you have to try to eliminate. So any process has got valued activity, value adding activity, and non-value adding. Value adding activity is important, that we retain. Non-value adding activity has got two parts. Essential non-value adding activity, which is must, but it can be reduced. Non-essential non-value adding is not a must and must be eliminated. So waste lies in this NENVA, non-essential non-value adding activity and essential non-value. So we have to find out the wasted activities in these areas and try to reduce them or eliminate. So this is the concept of value adding and non-value adding. So what is the waste? Anything that does not add value for the customer. What is the areas of waste? Storage. In excess of customer demand. Anything which is made in excess of customer demand, excess WIP, excess finished goods, etc., is a storage, or an inventory basically, is a waste. Repeated handling, transportation, material movement, men movement, repeated movement is again a waste. Overproduction, processing, manufacturing before or more than what is required. We should only produce what the customer needs, what the customer demand is. So overproduction is also a waste, because you convert your raw material to a product, and if the product is not sold, it lays in you as an inventory. Over processing, unnecessary operations is also a waste. Where turning is sufficient, if you start grinding, the waste. Unnecessary movement, searching for tools, paperwork are all waste. Defects, rejection, rework, process delays, wasted material are waste. Waiting is one of the biggest waste. Waiting for tools, waiting for material, waiting for machine, waiting for man, waiting for decision. So many wastes are there in our processes. Those wastes have to be reduced or eliminated. The most important waste is waste of human assets. Unused human resource. See, all other wastes are measured and could be seen. This human asset is one which goes unseen. We waste a lot of human asset, human resource. By not giving opportunity, by not involving them, biased, so many reasons we lose much of this human asset. It is high time we practice the golden rule, give equal opportunities, and see that the human resource is utilized to the maximum extent or not wasted. So these are the areas of waste, and these waste has to be eliminated if possible or reduced in order to become lean. Automatically you will reduce cost, etc. You can see this figure. This is understanding waste. See, any process, you will have a process and a waste. Waste means waste. Process and a waste. Process and a waste. Process and a waste. So if you see, all the reds are waste and all the greens are process or value added. All the reds are non-value added items. Value added items is in the green. So in the best ideal situation, red should be 0. But practically, red will not become 0 because you have some essential non-value adding activities in that. So you will have a combination of this. See, traditionally, our 90% wait time or wasted time, process time is 10%. Traditionally, we will focus on this process time only. How to reduce the cycle time by from 1 hour to 55 minutes. Whereas you would have wasted 4 hours somewhere else. So traditionally, we'll be focusing on the processing time, how to reduce it. Whereas in lean, we concentrate on this wasted time by continuous improvement activities are focused on to the red area, 90% area, and reduce. And a good combination will be like this: 50% processing, 50% waiting. We think still 50% how wasted time is there. We have conducted so many VSMs. You know, in my experience, I conducted almost about 100 VSMs, and the best was 28% value added activities. Afterwards, we had to work on the other 72% non-value adding and eliminate, reduce and all. Then finally, we could come to somewhere near 50-50. 50-50 is also a very good figure. So if you eliminate waste or reduce waste, your work in process will come down, your lead time will come down, your inventory will come down, cost will come down. Inventory turns will go up, on-time delivery will go up, customer satisfaction or customer responsiveness will go up. So, in the summary, lean will have waste elimination, VA activities and NVA activities, customer satisfaction, lower lead times and inventory and reduced costs. Responsiveness, 0 defects, minimal inventories, reduced costs, continuous improvement, people orientation, employee involvement. These are the goals of lean. And what are the tools? There are various tools for this. Lean To practice lean, we have got various tools developed by the experts and practiced all over the world, Japan, America, so many areas. The basic fundamental tool is 5S plus 1. Your Japanese housekeeping plus safety. 5S plus 1, we take it in our kinematic used to use it as 5S plus 1. Next one is TPM, total productive maintenance. Then value stream mapping, VSM. We'll just go through these tools very briefly in the next coming slides. 5S plus 1, TPM, VSM, setup reduction, standard works, error proofing, training, and TO, total employee involvement, TEI. Lean tools. So we'll see what these tools are in a very brief manner. 5S, Japanese housekeeping. What you want, the first S is what you want is in and what you don't want is out, Siri. Second one, a place for everything and everything in its place, Sheetan. Cleanliness is to godliness, is next to godliness. Avoid cleaning by not contaminating. See, cleaning is a reactive aspect, in my opinion. Don't make it dirty. Why you want cleaning? Don't contaminate it. That is so. Cleaning is CISO. Standardize. Create visual workplace. Transparent. Transparency is one of the key issues in key things in lean. If you go to a workplace, you should not ask anybody what is happening in the workplace. You should have visual workplace, visual displays, so that it will tell what is happening. Each machine there should be a display board. What is the job which is going, when it has to be delivered, what is the current situation, whether the machine is in the working mode or in the setup mode or in the breakdown mode, what is the rejection rate, what is the acceptance, all these things, what is the lead time, are we on the lead time, are we out of the lead time, everything should be there transparent on the machine, so that when you walk through without any communication, these visuals should be able to communicate to you on the situation. And lastly, sustain. You have to monitor, control, training and retraining and continuous improvement. It's called Shichike in this Japanese language. You have to sustain this. 5S is implemented easily, but sustaining is very difficult. And when you have done 5S successfully, whenever a VIP is visiting you, if you don't deploy some 50 to 100 cleaning guys to clean the factories, then you have achieved 5S. VIPs can come anytime and go anytime. The factory should look, you can plan and in an orderly fashion. So that's 5S. What is the next tool? TPM, autonomous maintenance. Operator carries out routine maintenance and minor repairs. This is a cultural change. 5S is also a cultural. Lean itself is a cultural change. Practice clean, lubricate, inspect, and tighten. This should be practiced by the operators. Continuous improvement. I operate, I own culture. What is VSM? Value stream mapping is one of the important tools in lean, and it helps us to identify waste in a process. Eliminate or reduce waste. Eliminate or reduce waste. These are the two things in VSM. VSM, value stream mapping, you can do in a process any point to point, end to end, any point to point, you can do this VSM study, and it will throw the wasted efforts there. You'll be astonished to see how much they are wasting. And they have to work on these waste and then eliminate it if possible, or at least you should reduce it. Setup reduction. Setup actually consumes a lot of time in the process, in your production processes, and it has to be reduced. SMED, single minute exchange of dies, the setup reduction, is one of the most important technique in setup production. It has by itself, it is a course how to do SMED and all. See, people have achieved, even in kinematic, have achieved from take 12 hours to around 20 minutes setup reduction for setting up their tools for their particular insert or something. Main purpose was we did all the 90%, 95% of setup offline. Offline setting up is one of the and if you go to Toyota, you see the dies for the Corolla will be changed to dies of Fortuna in 8 to 10 minutes. Such huge dies, 80 tons die will be just, it will be pre-assembled die will be removed from the machine and the new die will be fixed. 10 minutes you can see the whole setup is changed from Corolla this thing to sheet metal doors to Fortuna door. This is a treat to watch. So setup reduction. A lot of time is changed. Flexibility increase. If setup reduction is there, your flexibility will go high. Varieties you can handle. Lead times will come. Quantities you can reduce. 2 pieces, 3 pieces per customer also you can give. What is standard works? Line balancing, man-machine resource matching, single piece flow. So this is standard work. This will reduce lead time, maximum resource utilization, waste reduction, will help those areas. Error proofing. Okay, zero defects, zero customer complaints. Health inspection can be one other thing. And training, continuous training and retraining. This is very important in any organization to keep the people updated and motivated and keep them current. And important thing is involve all people at all levels. This is very important for Lean. You have to involve all people at all levels. Designation doesn't matter. Anybody can contribute. All their brain should work. Hands working is not sufficient. Everyone's brain should be used. Everyone's thoughts should be heard and accepted if they are okay. So involvement of all people at all levels is very important. I was telling you about the results now, what Lean can give you. Very good results. This is the practical thing what we achieved in one of our product areas. After implementing Lean, right first time, that is quality, 88.8 before to 99.8 afterwards. Customer complaints from 10,000 ppm to 200 ppm. Inventory from 408 lakhs rupees to 100 lakhs. WEP from 40 lakhs rupees to 8 lakhs. Floor area release 32%. On time delivery 75% to 95%. This is on time what the customer wanted and we have mutually agreed with the customer. Lead time specials from 90 days to 12 days. Lead time standards 21 days to 3 days. Output per month at standard cost from 1.1 crore rupees to 2.1 crore rupees. Output per person per month 1.5 lakhs to 3.68 lakhs. Accident free days 76 days to 1032 days, almost 3 years. Operating margin 15% to 42%. Equipment availability on planned availability 97% to 99.5%. So these are the results achieved after we practiced Lean. And this, to achieve this, it has taken time, not overnight it will come. There's a lot of commitment and hard work, understanding. These results were achieved in around a period of 1.5 to 2 years. This is the end. At the 3rd year, we took this data. So thank you, gentlemen. Any questions is there? Hello?